Together we are but first coffee. Susie's just our host, but what matters most is we are a team. Together we are all safe here, and so are you. Among friends and mods we are safe. We talk about trauma, break down drama of life, death, happy or sad, even mad. We discuss it all here. Together we will thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Together we fight cults or fight addictions. If not with experience, with love, and we don't judge. Please understand, this is a safe place to land. Please understand, you're not alone. This is a safe place to land. Together we thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Because we are but first coffee, and Susie welcomes us all here. Together we are but first coffee, and Susie.
It's me again, y'all. You know, I can't ever remember to add myself to the stage. Feeling kind of stupid, but oh well, it's kind of normal. So, anyway, I am just checking in to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. I think it is. I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna move this. That light glares on me. Yeah, that's better. It's a little bit less glary. Anyway, so I just want to welcome everybody to But First Coffee Susie Oberholt. We are having 2 shows back to back tonight, and that is because I had to cancel last night's because I had some kind of stomach bug or something. I was just nauseated all day long. I never threw up or anything, but just, like, really nauseated, and I thought, "I don't wanna, be sitting there on camera and be like, oh, now's the time.'" So I thought, "Well, we'll just cancel it this time." So anyway, so yeah, we're having one now, which is 6 o'clock my time, and then we're having one in 2 hours, so y'all come back for that one because it's gonna be good too. They're completely different subjects too, I think. Yeah, yep, different subjects. I said that and then I thought, "They are, right?" I don't remember how I timed them, but yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna check in with the chat and see how everybody's doing, and then we're gonna get started because this one shouldn't be real long, but I'm really afraid of running late, and then I don't foresee it being 2 hours though. But anyway, I don't wanna run late and then be late for the next one, right? After that, I think I'm mostly just 1 a day. There are a couple of times, I think 1 more day this week that I'm 2 a days, but a lot of that is, like, if I'm having a guest on or something and I'm trying to, get everybody, work around their schedules too because it's not just me, I have to, be able to get them in when they can do it with all these different time zones and a lot of people have their own channels or other channels that they work with or, whatever the deal is. So we just try to try to work around all that and get where we can when we can. So anyway, Lynn, good morning to you. It's evening to me, but I think I'd rather be where you're at. So is it tomorrow morning, I'm guessing? Yeah. So hi, True, aka Mayor. I see you changed it back. So yeah, she said she was messing around with her username and managed to change it from Mayor to True with a picture of her dad from the '80s. So that's cool. I love whenever I could see y'all's pictures and stuff. That's really fun. So, hi, Joel. Good afternoon. Hope everyone is well, safe, and happy. So far, so good. It is an absolutely beautiful day here. It is right now. It is 6:05 my time, and it is 86 degrees and sunny, and it is kind of humid. Now, Mark and Betta, they went out to the pool and stayed for probably a couple of hours, but Mark said that it was cold, and he stayed up on what he calls my floaty, because I lay on this floaty that's, like, really thick, and I'm actually completely out of the water, and then I just splash water on myself all the time. It's a little too thick, but I do like it, it's comfortable, I could actually sleep on and I do sleep on it a lot, but I haven't been in this year so far. Oh, okay, whoever that was is going on by, good. I haven't been in the pool so far this year. I think today was Mark's first time and Vetta's second. She got in with her mom and her sister yesterday and then talked her grandpa into it today. So I don't get in until it's like 80 degree or 90 degrees or above. I don't like to be cold. And I am cold. If the temperature's like not like 90 and the water needs to be in the 80s, I'm just a wimp. I don't like the cold. So, anyway, all that, just I don't know why. So, y'all grab you a beverage and we'll get started real soon with this. It's going to be a fun show, I think, but informative. I think that, if you've been here a while, you'll probably know most of this information. But we're just going to talk about some of the crazy things that Scientology, um, their their practices, basically. It was really funny. I'm not gonna lie, I got the list from that. I don't know what it is, chat GTS or GPS or what not GPS, whatever it is. But anyway, I was thinking, I need something that's just kind of fast and interesting about Scientology. And what I was thinking was that, if I asked it, what are their craziest beliefs or practices? I thought maybe it would give me something that I didn't already know, and then I could go and dig into it deeper and do like a big live on that. Well, that wasn't what it was. It gave me, which I asked for like, I don't know, 5, and I think it gave me 7 or something. And anyway, I was a little disappointed, y'all, so I'm just gonna go back to using it to make pictures. So, anyway, because the stuff they gave me, we already kinda knew, but since we've got so many new people, because we got like 600 new subscribers just very quickly, and some of those probably know what we're talking about, but some don't. And since we don't just talk about Scientology, I wanted to hit, a little on it here and there. So, just a quiet, peaceful dance. It's also so good to see you always. Vernon, it is good to see you. Eileen, hello. Mayor's got her name back. Kenny, good to see you. Joel says it's a nice day in Colorado. Well, it's a nice day here too. It stormed last night, and I looked on my, laptop or not my laptop, my iPad, and saw that it wasn't tornadic and just went back to sleep. So, actually, before I went back to sleep, I finished the movie that I was watching when I fell asleep. I backed it up a little bit, watched it, and then went back to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it, Vernon. Scientology is more screwed up than Jehovah Witnesses. I think it's a different kind of screwed up, but yeah, they've both got some crazy stuff, but Scientology, man, oh man, oh man, it is crazy. We're gonna have a live next week too, where I'm gonna talk to Liz Gale about I don't know if y'all have been hearing about the blog that Tom DeVote has put out. And anyway, it's really interesting. And I know some of the other creators have covered it too, like, you know, Marilyn covered it some on hers and Aaron, he's been covering it, but he's doing it a little different than what I'm gonna do it too. We're just gonna kind of, do it from an absolute she's gonna help this never end understand it. And since majority of you all are also never ends, I thought that maybe having an actual, former Scientologist explain what some of the stuff means, because a lot of it, it's kind of one of those, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. And some of it, of course, we'll know, but then other parts, I think we just don't know. And so I want to know. What about you? Uh, Aw, thank you, John, he says he'll keep me on track. He's in the back office, y'all, so if you have comments or questions, please mark those with C's or Q's. It would really help me if you did that, and he will star those for you because sometimes we run short and I just don't get to everybody. So, anyway, that will help us out a lot so that he doesn't have to, go through all of them. So, Vernon says, "Susie, I never believed that Marilyn and you are racist." Aw, thank you. Thank you. That really does mean a lot to me. I was talking to a friend about it last night, and we were both just sick about it. I mean, well, I hate when people say this, but this was a black friend of mine, okay? This is a friend of mine that is black, and she was just like, "You have never said or done anything in the 30 something years that I have known you that made me think that you had a racist bone in your body." And I cried over it because, you know, there's some things that people can call you, like, they can call me a bitch or the C word, and I might get mad, but I'm not gonna get, like, hurt. But racist and the N word, the not the racist N word, but the other awful N word, are 2 words that have been used against me recently that I don't deserve, and they cut you to the quick. They just do. Ugh. But thank you, Vernon. I really do believe that you're telling me the truth, and I appreciate it. There are a lot of Kellys in the community. There really are. Hey, Darcy, it's good to see you. Oh, so John spent most of the day putting new steel tool shed together. So nice to see the sun again. Oh, yeah. I was going to go outside, but if, I was just, I knew that if I went out, I'd want to get in the pool. Yeah, chat GPT. I like it to make pictures, but I was really disappointed with that because I thought, I mean, I don't know what I expected, but maybe I don't know, maybe I expected too much. I just thought it was gonna do more than that. And maybe I'll try it for something else, but it does do cute pictures. If y'all see a lot of my go to my channel and look at lives and look at some of the, um, lives that I have coming up in the next 2 weeks. That's what I did yesterday while I was nauseated, was I sat and made all these, thumbnails with that chat GPT thing. So it's really good for that, and I guess it's worth I pay, like, 20 bucks or something like that a month. I don't know, maybe a little less. I can't remember. But anyway, I guess it's probably worth it. I'm probably gonna quit having that maybe Canva or whatever. I haven't used it in a while, so I think I'll get rid of it and that'll, help. So, hey, John, good to see you. I'm just rattling. Where did I get my neon signs? I love them. I got them on Temu, and they really, really are cheap. See, I keep covering this one up, the But First Coffee, but they've got them. And you can actually have anything that you want printed on some of them, and they're usually around, I don't know, 20, $30, something like that. Most of them that all of these were 20 or less. I've just got the 3. Seems like I've got another one I haven't put up, but I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, they're cheap and they've been working for a while, and I mean, I figured when they go out, I can I can spend another 20 or $30, I guess. Instead of some of those are really expensive, but yeah, Temu. So you might check Amazon too, but I think they're the exact same things as Temu's got. They've got these hats that you could put some kind of a message on it and it'll light up and scroll and it looks neon. And I saw those on Amazon and almost ordered one. And then I saw them on Temu and they were literally less than half the price. And it was the exact same thing, same brand, same everything. So yeah. And right now, a lot of the stuff that's on Temu, um, yeah, the custom ones are pretty expensive. The ones that, they've got custom ones and they're, 20, 30, maybe $40 unless you want something huge. So, I thought about getting a great big one that just says "But First Coffee" or something, but I haven't done it yet. But I thought about it. So, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I just pronounce it by how like Aaron does because he knew him. So I figure, because a lot of people pronounce their names wrong, or not wrong necessarily, but different. Like, I'm not gonna say it, but my, former married name, I knew, like, 3 people besides me that had that same last name that weren't related to us, and, like, we all pronounced it different, and always had, so it's just weird how people pronounce names, but yeah, you are right. So, hey, Bugalugs, good to see you. Thompson, so good to see you. Overcast there, huh? Well, it's real sunny here. The sky is just the prettiest color of blue that you can imagine right now. It truly is. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, those crowns, y'all. I'm going to say it again. I did not do this. If you have a little crown next to your name, this is not something I did. This is some kind of tomfoolery that YouTube has done, and Mischief tried all day yesterday off and on to figure out how to get rid of them, and we haven't figured it out yet. So, what it is it's something that YouTube has done, and if you click on the crown, it brings up something that tries to get you to super chat to keep your status. And y'all, that's not me. Y'all have all got the same status. You are all number 1 straight across. We don't have a pyramid. Ours is just a line. Everybody's the same to me. I love you all. I respect you all. And whether you super chat or not, and whether you're members or not, or whether you chat or lurk or whatever, none of it matters to me. This hair. So anyway, ignore it. Don't let it try to convince you to super chat. If you want to, do. If you don't. Oh, I just hate it because I feel grifty about it. I just don't like it. And I'm going to just make some kind of formal complaint to YouTube, which will get me nowhere, but maybe I'll feel better. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't actually been in anybody's live the last few days to see if maybe I've got one, but oh, you've been a black sheep, so the crown means zip. Joel, you are so funny. So, but anyway, yeah, just ignore it. I don't think that they ought to be able to add stuff like that without your permission. This is supposed to be our channel, right? And I don't think that YouTube should just like, "Oh, we're gonna add some crowns. We're gonna," I just don't like it. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and, just ignore the crowns. I didn't do it, I promise. I did not do it, and I'm just like, "Ugh, I need to talk to some of the other creators and see if they have any idea how to get rid of it because it's annoying." But so anyway, I'm gonna get started, and I just want to just say, bless your little intergalactic hearts. You've made it back. It's, an oddball time. Mayor, you smart aleck. Yeah, it is strange, Kelly, it is. But anyway, you've made it back to But First Coffee with Susie Oberholtz, and this is our Scientology edition for this week, y'all. So actually, I shouldn't say that. Today's Sunday. We've got another one or maybe 2 this week. So I try to do at least one a week. But anyway, so we are just going to look at some stuff, and y'all, their nonsense is absolutely insane. And so if you don't know what some of these things are, we're going to go through them. I'm going to put them up on the screen so you can read it yourself. And I'll probably put those in my posts, my community posts later too, just so if somebody wants to have those or to look back over them or something. Kelly says, "Oh my, I have one and I didn't even do anything." I don't know. Maybe it gives all the mods one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what you have to do to get one. It's so ridiculous. I mean, it is totally crazy. I gotta turn this menopause fan on. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Oh, I don't feel any airflow. So anyway, today we look at just a few of the church or the cult of Scientology's crazy, or at least crazy to us, beliefs and practices. It's kind of a special blend of sci-fi, secrecy, and straight space drama, y'all. We've got volcanoes and aliens and evil overlords. Well, actually, just one, I guess. And his name is Xenu. We're going to start off with him in just a minute. And we've got enough e meters in Scientology to light up an entire dollar store parking lot, I promise. And now I'm not here to mock anybody's religion or to mock the folks that are Scientologists' spiritual journey in any way. Bless them. And if this religion, or if your religion, sorry, my mind is twisted, sounds like see what I mean? A deleted scene from Star Trek, then we need to talk. I will put you on the stage and we will have us another little go round at some kind of crazy religions, okay? So just remember, you know, y'all, if they make you pay $10,000 to find out that you were a space pirate in your former life, there might be a problem. So So grab that beverage, hold on to your thetans, and let's dive in and grab a bag of crazy, y'all. Grab straight onto that bag of crazy that is Scientology. Now, I've got some slides that I'm going to put up on the screen, and I think I've got them in order this time, and I only have enough to go once. We only have like 7, so I can put like 8, maybe 9 at a time, depending on how many people, if I've got somebody in the back office or not. But so anyway, we're gonna look at this and I'm just gonna read them off to you and you can read along or just listen along, whatever you want. I like to read them out loud because I know a lot of you are, cooking dinner at this time or, giving the kids a bath or something. And this one is okay. This is an okay one for, bathing kids. The one later on probably not gonna be. But yeah. So I'm gonna read them out loud. So anyway, number 1 on the crazy Scientology list is the Xenu narrative. At the core of Scientology's advanced teaching is the story of Xenu, a galactic ruler who 75 million years ago transported billions of his people to Earth. It was then called TGAC in a spacecraft resembling a DC 8 airplane. He positioned them all around and inside the volcanoes and annihilated them, y'all, with hydrogen bombs. And the souls of these little, beings, he termed as thetans, are believed to attach themselves to humans, causing spiritual harm. The narrative is introduced at the operating thetan level 3, which is OT3, and is kept confidential from lower level members. Now, to the members that I have spoke to in the past, y'all, or to the not members now, but the former members that I have spoken to, said that the reason that they don't introduce this to anybody below, you know, OT3 is because they're not done indoctrinating you enough to where you will believe it or not run off when you hear that story. Because I mean, let's face it, unless, you have really just either grown up in Scientology where you don't know to believe anything different, just like any religion that you grow up with, you just automatically kind of believe it or accept it. And so Scientologists aren't any different. The ones that have grown up with it believe it and they move on from there. So, that's what they do. But if they didn't, then they need a certain amount of time, y'all, to be able to convince you that they are telling you the truth about everything and that you want to be there, even though you don't. Th- Oh boy. Can you imagine that they have to literally do that? Or you have already spent thousands of dollars just getting to OT3. And it's kind of embarrassing and it's kind of a mind, you know what? If you're thinking about the fact that I have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and am I just gonna quit it now because they told me some kind of wackadoodle story about a galactic overlord? And a lot of people won't do that. And even in actuality, there are a lot of people that actually unalive themselves at that point because they are either just so, like, bamboozled really, or they're just kind of embarrassed that they've actually fallen for it and they figure out that it's fraud. So anyway, not all of them do, but some do. I mean, and that is pretty scary. So, anyway, number 2 is the Merkab Con Confederacy. And y'all, this is where I started, like, I was actually, just making up my own, trying to get ideas from something else and look it up and try to find out ways to make, what they called thumbnails. I mean, I didn't make the picture big enough to be the entire thumbnail, but you get it. So, anyway, and when I put this in here, even though I kept saying Marcob Confederacy, it kept giving me, like, macabre Confederacy, like I was, like, misspelling it or something, and it was showing me pictures of, like, Confederate soldiers that were actually just skeletons and stuff, and, I mean, it was weird. I mean, it was all, like, drawings, it wasn't real, but it was weird. So that's when I actually went over and punched it into this AI thing, and this is what I came up with. I don't like them, but it was easier than trying to piece it together. Now some of the I'm not gonna lie, some of the things that I got for the thumbnails that we're gonna show over the next couple of weeks, I took parts of and then added or took away from it. So it's not all AI. Well, it's not all AI. Some of it is some creative Susie, I don't know what. But anyway, it says Scientology describes the Markov Confederacy as an ancient galactic civilization with a culture eerily similar to the mid 20th century America, complete with business suits, automobiles, and even income tax. According to Hubbard, this civilization once ruled Earth and continues to influence it. He also recounted past lives as a race car driver within this confederacy, adopting personas like the Green Dragon and the Red Devil. Yeah, sure. Hubbard was nothing if not imaginative, y'all. He really did. He made up so many lies. And just as an example, for the people that may not know, he made up basically a whole military career that just wasn't even true. Like, he said that he had been injured, that he like was this, I don't know, just a whole lot of stuff, all these injuries that he had and everything. And really he didn't have any of it. He had like, I think, bone spurs and pink eye or something like that. So, I don't remember. It was like, I know he had pink eye. I don't know if it's bone spurs, but it was something like that. I think it was bone spurs. But anyway, it was something like that. But it wasn't, he didn't have like, all the stuff that he tried to say he had when he was trying to get disability and everything. And psych meds, even though it's against the rules in Scientology. So, we did a really good, I think, deep dive into more than one video actually into Hubbard, and we probably will be doing some more. I figure every year or so, I'll try to do it, in a different way, but kind of revisit some of those stories. So, you know, I don't know. We'll be doing some before long. All right. Next, number 3 is the silent birth practice. This is real. And I am telling you, I did not have a silent birth, which I was not a Scientologist, but I'm just saying, even if I had been, silence was not something that was going to happen whenever I gave birth, either of the two times. So, Scientology advocates for silent births where everyone present during childbirth remains or refrains from speaking. This means the doctor, the nurses, the the patient, the husband, everybody. Like you cannot speak. There cannot be any music. There cannot be I mean, they're not even supposed to like I mean, I don't know how they would prevent it, but they're not supposed to drop things. They're supposed to be extremely careful not to drop things. You know, everything is just supposed to be completely silent in that room. The belief is that words spoken during moments of pain and unconsciousness can have adverse effects on the mother and the child in later life. This practice gained public attention during the birth of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' child, Surrey. Yeah, she had a silent birth, and a lot of people have. Um, I don't know. I was gonna say I'd ask Liz, but Liz was out before her kids were born. But anyway, I know several people that have said that they did, and I'm not gonna, you know, I don't remember exactly what I saw on a live and what I was told in a conversation privately, and so I'm not gonna, like, out them. But anyway, I know that a lot of people do that, and it is crazy. The whole reasoning, like it says, is that they believe that words spoken are noises that you've heard. Okay, so, like, I do know that Reese said it on hers one time that something about that her dad or something called her sweetie or sweetheart or something when she was born, and that caused her to have diabetes because he said something about sweet. I mean, and it really was like sweetie or sweetheart or something. I mean, can you imagine? First of all, he believes it. So the guilt, right, of that you gave your child diabetes because you uttered a word. And then the anger of this child who believes it of being like, my damn dad said sweet, and now I got to deal with diabetes the rest of my life. So I know that it sounds goofy to some of us, but really, when you think about it from their perspective, the ones that believe it, that absolutely believe it. And there are a lot. So, anyway, now let's see what we got. The e-meter and auditing. Now, this is one that just about everybody has heard about at some point or another. It is central to Scientology's practice. It is called auditing, and it's a process where individuals recall oh God, past traumas to achieve spiritual clarity. This is facilitated by the e-meter, a device that measures electrical resistance in the skin, purportedly indicating areas of spiritual distress. While the church claims that it's a spiritual tool, critics argue it resembles a rudimentary lie detector. Now, I will say that they have to put a sticker on these, they make them themselves, which in itself is scary because they're like building something that has electrical current running through it, which, you know, I don't know if I would trust that or not. And if y'all hear my dogs, I'm sorry. I never know what you can hear and what you can't. With this microphone, I think you hear less, but I don't know. People are still at my aunt's house all the time. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow since my cousin passed, and they are there every day, every day. I mean, I know that, but they weren't there before. Like, I've been over too, but only a couple times. Like, I'm not gonna suddenly just bombard her when I wasn't there all the time before. So, I don't know. I mean, I know you wanna like, she's grieving, and I understand that. I'm not really complaining. I'm just like, I am such a private person. I would just be like, "Please just let me just put on my comfy pants or no pants and just lay on my couch or, lay on my bed with the fan on me and watch a movie." But anyway, that's just me, I guess. But so anyway, somebody pulled up over there. So anyway, so my dog's barked. Anyway, so the next thing is number 5, Rehabilitation Project Force. Now, y'all, the RPF is a program for Sea Organization members who have violated policies or underperformed. Participants undergo intensive manual labor, study Hubbard's works, and are subjected to strict principles or stick strict discipline. God, critics liken it to forced labor camps, citing instances of overwork, isolation, and harsh conditions. Dogs are driving me nuts. Veda's dogs are over here too, so ugh. And Veda, they must be going for the chickens because they're on the tractor. She loves to drive that tractor. So anyway, so yeah, the RPF is like a prison. It's like an in-house prison for the Sea Org members, which are the ones that signed the billion-year contract. And do you know they didn't even put that one on the list of crazy? So yeah, Sea Org members sign a billion-year contract where they promise to serve Scientology for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And it's these people mostly, not only, but mostly that if they get fed up and try to leave, that Scientology's OSA, which are the, like, you know, some kinda corrupt cop kinda thing. Anyway, the boogeyman, basically, they go after you and drag your ass back, will follow you around, slash your tires, call your boss and tell him that you're a child molester. I mean, anything. It is insane. I could do a week's worth of videos on OSA. So, anyway, and I might, especially since we have so many new ones. But anyway, so while you're at this, they call it the RPF. While you're there, you have to work, and it's like 16 hours a day or something, 14 or 16 hours a day that you work, and it's hard manual labor. It's not like, filing things and stuff. No. Like, um, was it was it Liz? Not Liz Gale, it was the other one, I think. Or was it no, I think it was I take that back. It was Nora that du one of the either Liz or Nora dug their own grave, that kinda thing. So, can you imagine with a shovel, y'all? So, yeah, it is absolutely crazy. So, you gotta work, like, 14 or 16 hours a day, and you've got to study Hubbard's words, like, read and read and read and read, like, 5 or 6 hours a day, I can't remember. Well, that don't leave a whole lot of time for eating and sleeping or just downtime, can you imagine? And people are there for years. Now, you might think that this is like these young kids and stuff, and, it might be a little bit easier for them to physically take it, which it's not. I mean, it might be easier, but it's horrible. It's horrible. But no, some of these Sea Org members, like Mike Render was a Sea Org member, and he was like how old? And you know, this Tom DeVot and several others that we'll get into when we talk to Liz that were Sea Org members, and they would get sent there for years, years, where they are fed rice and beans every day. That's what they get to eat is rice and beans, rice and beans, rice and beans. 3 meals a day, I guess. I don't know, 2 or 3 meals a day anyway. I mean, yeah. And they do all that work and then all that studying. I don't know how anybody makes it out of there alive. I really don't. Either just by pure exhaustion or other ways. Yeah. So I really don't understand. It is absolutely horrendous and horrible. And I how do they call themselves a church, y'all? How do they call themselves a church? It is insane. So anyway, the next thing that we're going to talk about is the purification rundown. And this is a regimen that involves extended sauna sessions, exercise, and high doses of vitamins to cleanse the body of toxins. Despite its promotion as a detoxification method, medical professionals have raised concern about its safety. Nothing risk or noting it risks the heat stroke and liver damage. Now, when they're saying extended sauna sessions, I had a sauna at this beauty shop that I owned, and I think that we were only allowed to be in there for 20 minutes tops, and you were supposed to kinda work yourself up to that. Just like a hot tub, you're only supposed to stay in, like, 20 minutes. And anyway, so that's how it was with this sauna that we had, and it was one of those, the cedar saunas, just like what Scientology has, and anyway, but these people are in there for, like, 5 hours a day. Yeah, 5 hours a day. And then they do crazy exercising and the high doses of vitamins and niacin that is supposed to cleanse the body, and it is dangerous. It can give you I mean, the sauna alone can give you a heat stroke, which can be deadly, and it is hard to ever overcome that. I had a heat stroke, I'm trying to think, it's been about 4 years ago, I think. I did the Pride, the 5K, the Pride run or that whole thing, and we did the 5K, and I had a heat stroke, and I mean, like, literally had a heat stroke, and I was so sick, y'all, so incredibly sick, and then I like a big dummy, I had already signed up and paid the money for another 5K the next day, like a Pioneer 5K in this little town that we live near. And I went and did that, but I walked the whole thing, and I barely made it, the 5K. I barely made it, and I went home. I was sick as a dog. I ended up in the hospital. It was a mess. It was a hot mess. So, yeah, they're risking this, and you risk liver damage. Niacin is rough on the liver, and, ugh, I just where he comes up with this crap or where he came up with it is beyond me because he just dreams this shit up in his head and he makes it rules that they gotta do it. Just crazy. And now the last one is that they are in opposition to psychiatry or any kind of mental health, y'all. They don't want you to go to therapy. They don't want you to take any kind of drugs. You know, if you like back in the day whenever Ritalin was so prevalent. And I understand that Ritalin was overused, absolutely overused. But it was also good for, you know, people that needed it. It worked wonders for them. I mean, it absolutely was a wonder drug on the ones that needed it, but also dangerous, so I get that. But this man was opposed to everything. Well, if you were a member of Scientology, now him who invented this crazy religion, he was on all kinds of serious, serious psychiatric drugs. When he died, he was loaded up with so much crap that he was opposed to that, I mean, it is unreal. Absolutely unreal. I mean, his autopsy reads like a pharmacist order sheet. I'm telling you, he was full of everything, including full of shit. So anyway, yeah, so he is absolutely vehemently opposes psychiatry and psychology, viewing them as harmful and corrupt. He said that they were just trying to put you in like a trance or, you know, kind of put you asleep for a while so that they could R you. So, you know, they were going to R the women or unalive them because we know that happens all the time. I mean, so many people are just dropping dead every time they go to the psychiatrist or a therapist or something. I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But anyway, the church promotes its methods as alternatives. Yeah, they have their methods. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. They'll lock you in a room, right? Sound familiar? Lock you in a room for 17 days, I think it is, and basically starve you to death and let the roaches bite you all over until you get a blood clot from the dehydration and die. Because yeah, that happened right there in Clearwater. So anyway, yeah, that's their alternate methods, and it has led to a lot of controversies, a lot of them. And especially when members forego necessary medical treatments in favor of Scientology practices, which happens a lot, a whole lot. And it is awful, y'all. I just don't know how ugh, I don't know how he has not been. I think he should have been like indicted for some kind of murder charge because these people did these things on his, you know, on his word. They trusted his word. So, y'all, I'm going to go and look at the starred comments, and then that ought to put us right about at an hour. And I'm going to get off of here and get all set up for the next show. And I don't know, maybe eat a bite. I haven't eaten today and I'm kind of hungry. So, I honestly do just forget to eat a lot whenever I'm having like problems with Hashimoto's and stuff. I just forget to eat. And but then whenever I get hungry, I am starving. So let's see. I answered the one about the neon signs and about how to pronounce Tom DeVote's name. Okay. Oh, Mare, thanks for the super chat. That's really sweet of you. Very sweet. Yeah, buckled up buttercup. Hey, good to see you. Says the green dragon in the 1950s was from the Captain America comic. So Elrond stole that too. Yeah. He steals everything. Everything in that whole religion is stolen from something. You're absolutely right. Hey, Kelly, Diane Edick said that the mom doesn't have to be quiet. At least she didn't have to be. Well, I know that the ones that I talked to, the mom had to be quiet too. Everybody had to be quiet. Sometimes the mom wouldn't be quiet, but they didn't dare anybody else make a noise. Yeah. Absolutely, Kim Wexler's ponytail. Silent births, obviously thought up by a man. Absolutely. Once a once a witness, Vernon says Scientologists believe in past lives. Yes, they do. They believe that we have had thousands of past lives, not just a few, thousands. So yeah, that's a big part of it. A girl, paralyzed to paralyzed, said all the tiny zaps from the 6 batteries can cause damage to the nervous system. Yeah, it can. That is actually something that has been studied that it can you know, over long term. Yeah, the long-term damage to the body's nervous system and natural magnetic fields are affected for life by the battery damage. Absolutely, it's just not good. I mean, they already if you think about it, there's a lot of things that we're not supposed to mess with and stuff just in regular life, and it seems like if we're not supposed to do it, he has them do it. So, a girl says, "Can you imagine LRH himself auditing you?" Oh god. David Miscavige was 12 when LRH audited him. Probably melted his mind and stunted his growth. Looks like it for sure stunted his growth because the dude's like, what, 5'2", 5'3", something like that? I shouldn't say that. It don't matter how tall you are, but he's just such a little man in so many ways that have nothing to do with his height that for some reason I just don't even feel bad laughing about his height. I just don't. Mayor says, "Rules for thee, but not for me." The LRH personal doctrine. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, they did do an autopsy. Kim Wexler's ponytail. Yeah, it listed all the stuff that was in his system and everything. I'll have to find that. I've got some kind of report or something somewhere on I have got stuff piled everywhere. No, well, not piled so much, but in boxes that are piled in the closet. So, uh So Mare did some did some running or something when she was younger. Yeah, can't even do a mile now. I can't do a mile right now. Well, I might could do a mile, but I sure couldn't do a 5K. That's like 3 point something miles, and I couldn't do that for sure now. I know that. And yeah, Darcy says, "Hey, I can't do a block." It depends on the block, right? I can't do my block because my block is a mile in all 4 directions, so that would be 4 miles, and there is no way in hell. Mm. Wow, Mare says, "I'm proud of myself, I can do 3 blocks." Mm. Yeah, Tony Hoban, hello and good to see you, says, "Hit that like, y'all." I almost forgot. Yeah, I forgot to mention it. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that notification bell, and don't forget to come back for the second show at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Absolutely. Yeah, a girl, I am. I'm gonna have a little snack. That's what I'm gonna do. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one. We're right at 50 minutes. That's good. Yeah. So, the next one might be a little longer, might not. Depends on how fast I talk and how many times I completely get my tongue wrapped around the words. That's a Hashimoto's thing for those of you that don't know. I really do know how to talk and how to read, but with Hashimoto's, everything inside your body swells, especially like the muscles and any kind of I can't think of the word, which is also, between Hashimoto's and my brain fog from my chemo. But anyway, with your tongue swells. And so sometimes when you go to say a word, it is just not there. Now, it doesn't swell to the point that you're going to choke on it, but it is swollen. Like I'm aware of my tongue when I'm not having a Hashimoto flare. I don't know it's there, right? Like I just am normal. But whenever I'm having a flare, it's like I know it's there. Thank you, a girl. I hope I do wonderful at least part of the time. Yes, and fuck cancer, absolutely. Oh, so anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you, John, for being in the back office. I will see you again at 8 o'clock, and, I'm gonna go get a little bit of rest and something to eat before I do that one. So I will turn this off and put the outro and see you guys in a couple hours.
Hope you enjoyed the show, so glad you were here. We meet here most days, we're but first coffee and you're welcome here. We talk about hard subjects, but we also laugh a lot. If you have a loss or win, we will cheer for you. We're but first coffee and you are safe here. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. Hope you enjoyed the show, so glad you were here. We meet here most days, we're but first coffee and you're welcome here. We talk about hard subjects, but we also laugh a lot. If you have a loss or win, we will cheer for you. We're but first coffee and you are safe here. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all.